Ladies and gentlemen, Logan Paul, the notorious LOSER loser, has once again become involved in a situation where he has damaged someone's life and reputation. In this case, a retail worker by the name of Casey Bohan, who Logan Paul decided to make a response to a sign placed on a Kroger door or a Fred Meyer door, some retail store door, saying that the Lunchleys have been recalled. This wasn't the case, and instead of Logan just saying that and taking it on the chin, saying this sign shouldn't have been put up, contacting Fred Meyer and having it sorted out, he went after this guy by the name of Casey Bohan, which ended up leading them to be suspended without pay after Logan Paul made a viral video blaming him for an honest mistake. This would lead to Rosanna looking into the Logan Paul video and actually interviewing Casey in her own video. So on the 28th, which was about 5 days ago, Logan Paul would end up releasing this video called Lunchley Recalled. It's a 2-minute video where he pretty much talks about all of the drama going on with his Lunchley product apparently being recalled. But here's the video.
All right, this is the best one yet. According to ex-users, various retail stores have recalled Lunchley products due to FDA's concerns. The sign in the tweet reads, "Due to public health concerns, the FDA has recalled Lunchley products. We will restock as soon as deemed fit for consumption and ship through our warehouses." But that's so weird because FDA recalls are public by law. And as you can see, Lunchley is not on the FDA recall list.
Now, this is a great point by Logan. I'm not a big fan of Logan, but I do have to admit that this is a good point. If you go to the FDA.gov website, you can, if you remove the search, you'll get like every product that's been recalled as of recent, like HH Fresh Trading, Seafood Salad, Tarts, Baby Powder, Kirkland's Signature Salmon. If we go to search in Lunchley, there's nothing here. So again, Logan is true that it wasn't recalled by the FDA, which they definitely should not have put on that sign if that was not true. If a manager or some sort of person in power of this store put this up, they should have done their research. Now, this person named Nix Moon Reads that Rosanna reposted ended up posting this photo of the turkey lunch Stackham's turkey and cheddar cheese crackers being discontinued. Now, I personally went to a Kroger to try to find the Lunchleys. The only ones I could find were the pizza ones. And if you check my community post, I'm going to probably flash it up, you can see that I found the pizza ones. Unfortunately, I didn't take a photo, but there were no turkey and cheese Stackums there at all. According to Rosanna and other people online, nobody has been able to find these, right? So the discontinued here is, mind you, this is on a Zebra, which is a device that people use in like a retail store setting to check how much product they have, when they're getting more, where it goes, like you can see the aisles and whatnot, and how many they have, and how many are selling, and how many come in a case, blah, blah, blah. So this clearly says it's discontinued. Now, again, this could vary, store to store.
Hold up, that means that this sign is fake. Somebody typed up and printed out a 100% lie about Lunchley being recalled, taped it to the fridge, then a picture of it was taken by someone else and posted on social.
Now, when he says it's a 100% lie, again, the FDA portion is a lie. It's not recalled by the FDA. However, it does look like some stores are considering it a recall in their Zebra systems. I don't know if this is the same store. Like, for example, Target, if one Target's recalling something, most likely every Target's recalling something. So again, putting FDA on it was not correct, but it possibly being a recall, I would not know.
Social media as if it were real. Community notes, where you at? Anyway, I had my forensics team look into it, and they were able to find the exact location.
So he ends up searching through all of these different Krogers in Ohio, like a Lewis Center, Ohio, Marysville, Ohio. Okay, so they found the specific Fred Meyer. This to me is very weird. Essentially, this is like doxing. Again, it's different because it's the context of it being a store, like a public location. But the fact is, you went here to try to have someone's like career ruined. At least that's the way I see it. I feel like as a commentary channel, I'm allowed to come up to that opinion. I could be very wrong, but I feel like there's no other reason to go here. You could have easily just put out a statement saying this was wrong, it's slanderous. You didn't need to find the location and an attempt to get this person's, job taken away.
Put that fake sign up. Turns out it was an employee named who said this when we confronted him.
So he ended up posting this guy. He censored it and he censored the name. You could still tell who the guy is. If you've ever worked at the store, you're like in this area, you probably go, oh, that's blah, blah, blah from blah, blah, blah. Luckily, Rosanna was able to actually interview this guy and like let him kind of clear his name and explain his side of the story, which is great because, you know, Logan is just going to post this online for 5 million people to see. Turn off comments, by the way, right?
And I quote, that was like kind of rumorized, I guess, through around here, but we had seen a posting about that, but I was the one who had written that, but since we got Lunchley back, it's been taken down. When it comes down to the actual, like, I guess, accountability of it, it was a rumor that was up in the air. Since we had heard that the FDA whole thing was kaput, we took it down. Yeah, it was more of like it wasn't like anyway. Hater or dumbass? I don't know, maybe both. Oh, and but it's just crazy to me that we're a $4 lunch kit, and in the first 4 weeks, our headquarters had a bomb threat. The FBI has identified the individual. He's based in London, which is crazy because we don't even...
That's good. Bomb threats are crazy. Absolutely insane. No matter how much you dislike Logan or KSI, Mr. Beast, that is extremely too far. Very scary stuff, and I'm glad that everything's well, right?
Be there. A fabricated FDA...
Again, he photoshops this guy's head on this to talk trash. For all the people who have been covering the Lunchley situation, all the people who have been making claims, it seems very childish and weird to target this small dude. Not small in terms of like size, but in terms of like, he's literally just a random guy who works at, what was it, a Fred Meyer. Some random Fred Meyer employee that you choose to make the butt of your jokes because he most likely put up a sign that management told him to put up. Is very weird. So at about 6 minutes and 34 seconds of Rosanna's new video, Casey actually explains what happened so we can get his side of the story and just hear from the actual dude himself.
Are you able, like, can you walk us through what happened?
Yeah, so around the beginning of October, there was a listeria outbreak at a major chicken distributor. And so over the course of the beginning of October, there was numerous recalls issued for a bunch of different brands due to contaminated chicken. And I was the one that was put in charge of overseeing pulling the recalled items from the shelves and posting signs. I had finished a bunch of different products on the aisles near the Lunchley section. And as I was passing by, I noticed that it was completely empty and that there was some, this item is temporarily out of stock stickers. So I was curious because I had noticed that that had been out for a while, and I walked up to my boss and asked, should I post a sign, do you think? And he's like, well, it's going to take me a sec because I'm super busy. I'm going to have to look for the sign, but I do believe that it was on the recall list. So you can go ahead and do that. And I will.
So from his words himself, his boss told him, yeah, I think that Lunchley was on the recall list. Go ahead and put up the sign saying it was recalled. Again, Logan Paul went through all this work of doxing this guy's work, going to the store, interrogating him face to face, asking like what happened, blah, 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 but didn't go through the process of wanting to like speak to his higher up and figuring out exactly what happened before plastering this man's, of course, censored. He put like a little bar over it, face on the internet and where they work. It's just super unprofessional and childish from a literal millionaire content creator.
I will post, or I will find the actual recall notice and put it up. And if it's not been, I'll pull it down. And we're like, yeah, great. And, you know, within a few days, we had been shipped new Lunchley products. So they had been stacked up and we pulled the sign down. Actually, I didn't even pull the sign down. Somebody else did. I came to work and saw it had been pulled down and they had been stocked. So I was like, oh, great, cool. More product to sell. Great. Yeah. Then suddenly, out of the blue, I heard that somebody had taken a photo of this and posted it online. And I found this out by a Lunchley's representative that came into my work at like 9 at night and was asking me a bunch of really odd questions. And it was starting to get a little borderline harassing because I was in the back room and he followed me into the back room to ask me if I had known about numerous different people, specifically this other person named Casey, which I thought was strange because I was like, not all Casey.
So it's like not only are they going to this guy's workplace to like figure out what happened. They're like sending this like mob of like Lunchley minions, like, you're the man I want to see. They have like a baseball bat made out of like prime bottles, and they're like, tell us what we want to know, or else. Of course, I don't think that really happened. I'm teasing. But this situation is just ridiculous and scary. Like, I've done my coverage on like Lunchley and done reviews on Prime and things like that, and I'd be horrified if freaking Logan Paul made a post about me. I mean, again, it's what happens when you're a creator, but this dude is just like a random guy who literally works at a Fred Meyer, plastered to 5 million people. It's ridiculous.
Overall, it was a mistake that I made in the process of recalls. However, it was an approved mistake through my manager. And when it came down to it, we both shared repercussions in the whole thing.
What were the repercussions that happened to you after the Lunchley rep left?
So I had my 2 days off because he came in on my Friday, to which I prepared for Halloween as normal, as everything as planned. Out of the blue, this video just suddenly hits me, and I show up to it had been seen by everybody at work. So everybody already knew what was up, and everybody was acting like somebody had died around me, which I was like, guys, it's just some jerk on the internet. And like, basically they all kind of tiptoed around me, and then I got called into HR, or rather I had insisted talking to HR about it because I wanted to know if I was okay to work. And then she told me to return. I got called in, and then when it came to the conversation, they were very warm about it. They're like, look, we kind of have to suspend you just because we don't know what else to do. This has never happened in the entirety of the company's history. And we're trying to, mitigate your suffering when it comes to the community, because there are people who have seen this and will recognize you. Even though I'd like shaved my beard, and even though I was wearing a beanie pretty low over my face and everything, it was still wasn't enough. And, I stand by my company's decision, because ultimately they are doing damage control. Their name was thrown under the bus too. The Fred Meyer name, which I've trusted pretty much my entire life, is suddenly under fire as well.
So there it is. A millionaire got a retail worker who probably is barely getting by, Casey Bohan, suspended from his job for a honest mistake. Casey was trying to protect people from a possible outbreak of listeria, right? The 2024 United States listeriosis outbreak, right? And you can see here in this timeline on Wikipedia, as of September 25th, 10 people lost their lives. Even the aftermath, September 6th, 7 lawsuits, right? A very serious outbreak that Casey was possibly worried about, reached out to his own manager saying, hey, should I put up this sign? Because this lunch product also happens to have this meat that has been recalled, has been a part of an outbreak. And in essence, this guy got suspended and got publicly ridiculed and shamed to 5 million people as of now by Logan Paul, the greatest stooge on the planet. And there we have it. That's the end of the video. Logan Paul, you suck. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye.